Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm going to show you how I make a honey jar. Going into the pot here, once I establish how wide I want it to be, I go ahead and I take it in and then up. So going in here, and then I'm taking it up. The key here is to leave enough thickness in the rim so you can split it, so you can have a groove to put the lid on. Go ahead and take it out. Make sure that you have enough thickness to take this out. Splitting the rim now, you want to go nice and slow, and I support it with my left hand on the inside as I go down. This is getting a little squatty on me, so I'm going to take it up a little bit with my rib. Here's the important part to make sure your lid is the correct width. And take my calipers. Got it for the jar, so I remove this carefully. The next part is the lid, and I grab just a little bit at the top because the lids are not that big, and it's like throwing a bowl, but you're going to flip it upside down later to fit on top of those grooves that you made. So for this lid, I want it to be relatively flat. So I'm going ahead and I take it out, almost like a little tray. I measure pretty quickly to make sure I'm on point. That looks about right. You can always trim off a little bit, but it's good to be really close. And then I leave enough at the bottom here so that I can trim a knob later on. Just for detail's sake, I like to do a little design in the bottom of the lid. Just like that. So there we go. So the lid will fit like this, but you want to make sure, I like to kind of look and see if it's gonna fit. That looks like it's gonna be perfect. And I let that bad boy dry, and then we'll move on to part 2, the trimming. For trimming today, I use a MudTools trim tool, which is a multi-use tool from MudTools. I will leave a link in the description for you to go purchase one. They're probably my favorite trim tool as of today. So here I'm trimming off the excess. So I'm taking down the top flat, taking in the sidewall, and then evening it out. Next, I use the curved edge to dig in. I use my fingertips to polish up at the very, very end. I'm doing a little design in the side with the flat edge. And then I'll attach my stamp, which is a bronze stamp. I will attach in the description where I get this. It's off Etsy. Next, we're going to trim the lid. So it's basically a bowl, but we're going to flip it upside down, and I leave enough foot in the bottom to trim out. Tap center that guy in the middle. Using the flat edge to trim out the bottom and make it nice and flat. It's actually the top of the knob. Making it flat so that it will be nice and even. Just taking off a small layer, not going deep. Next, I'll start taking in with the flat edge. Using the curved edge to go into the knob. Just a nice deep dive. I like to do that initial dive just to get it over with. Going in with the flat edge on the side to make it nice and smooth. So a little bit of a wet finger to polish, very, very little water on it. That's it for the knob. So place that bad boy on top. Next, I'm using a hole puncher tool like this guy right here. I got this on Amazon and they are honestly the best hole punchers I've ever found. I like how it's only half. You can kind of see it's only half of a circle, which keeps it from getting clogged up. Taking the lid, poking the hole, rocking very gently out. And this should allow you to just put it right back on top. I like to use these little honeycomb sticks, and they'll just go right in there. You can also use it for a salt jar or things of that nature. I hope y'all found this video interesting enough and learned a lot.